Hello all my beautiful little unicorns and welcome back to my channel. And if this is the first time that you're on my channel, please allow for me to introduce myself to you. My name is Vanessa Samina and I am the proud author of 2 tarot decks. I'm also a passionate dog mom and of course your favorite psychic here on YouTube. And I would like to warmly welcome all of my beautiful existing unicorns back to the channel. And for all of you who are new, welcome to the family. So for today's pick a card reading, I have your February 2022 predictions prepared for you. And as you guys know, my big monthly predictions are super on point because they're so highly personalized. So this is precisely how this video works. You first get to pick from 4 groups, which I will be introducing you to shortly. And these 4 groups are going to make up the first part of your February 2022 prediction. So I provide all the timestamps below in the description box as well as pinned to the top of the comment section. You click them and you're fast forwarded to the relevant part of this video. But the fun doesn't stop there, as I also have a February prediction for each sign of the zodiac prepared. And if your schedule permits, I definitely recommend that you watch your sun sign, your moon sign, as well as your rising sign. And once again, all those timestamps can be found down below in the description box and pinned to the top of the comment section. And one little favor that I'd like to ask from you, the Unicorn fam, is to interact with that pinned comment, as I will be placing comments that you can like and thumbs up underneath the timestamps. And what I would like you to do is to thumbs up the comment of the groups that you chose. So if you chose group number 1 and you are in Aries, then thumbs up the comment that says group 1 as well as the Aries comment. And the reason why I'm doing this little scientific case study is because I am so curious to figure out if there are any signs that tune into my channel more frequently than others. And of course also to figure out which one of the 4 groups was the most popular. So my beautiful unicorn family, I'd say it's time that I introduce you to the 4 groups that you get to choose from for the first part of your February 2022 predictions. So these are the official 4 groups that I have prepared for you to choose from today before each and every zodiac sign receives its very own personal February prediction. And the 4 groups identify as follows. Group number 1 corresponds to the Tattoo Tarot deck. Group number 2 corresponds to the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle deck. Group number 3 corresponds to the Pastel Journey Tarot deck. And group number 4 corresponds to the Linestrider Tarot deck. But the timestamps to all these 4 groups can be found down below in the description box. So those are the 4 groups that I have prepared for you today. I will now put them back on the screen for just a few moments so you can meditate on the 4 groups without seeing my hand gestures or anything like that in the video frame, so that you can ensure that you're making your choice completely intuitively. So I'll be right back with you in just a moment. Okay, all my beautiful babies of the zodiac, by now I hope that you've been able to select one of these 4 groups. Your zodiac signs, of course, go without say. So I'm now going to get into the readings with you, starting off with the first group. So if that is the group that you chose, then you can keep watching. And to all my other beautiful groups and signs of the zodiac, I will catch you all at the click of your timestamp. Hello all my beautiful souls within group 1 and welcome to your February 2022 prediction. You chose the Tattoo Tarot deck in order to help guide you. So I'm going to get straight into it. All that you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy your reading. We've got the 6 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, as well as the Death card. So group 1, I can immediately see here within the 6 of Wands that you will actively be working with other people in order to make February as successful as possible. But what I see here in the 3 of Swords and in the Death card is definitely going to surprise you, because in the 3 of Swords and the Death card I can see that some collaboration is going to also have to prematurely come to an end. So you may start to work on a project with someone in February, say at work or in school, wherever it is that you are in your life right now. But I can see here in the Death card that it's going to come to an end rather quickly. So you may just not vibe vibe with that person's work ethic or just the way that they want to do things. They may also be giving a lot of the work, handing a lot of the tasks to you, which is also something that you're not here for because you're all about fairness. So that relationship will come to an end pretty quickly, but the Death card is also a card that indicates that with every ending also comes a fresh beginning. So don't be afraid about this person being irreplaceable, especially if you felt as though they're maybe an expert at something that you're not very good at. I see that someone new is going to come into the picture sooner than you expected, as the Six of Wands and the Three of Swords shows me that it's going to be an amicable split, but nevertheless a necessary one because you just don't work well with them. In the Three of Cups, however, I can see that the relationship will stay healthy. Okay, the whole work-life balance dynamic is going to be in a good place. Even with that person in February, you're having a good time, you're socializing, you're definitely going to people's birthday parties or events if permitted. And I can see here within the Three of Cups and the Three of Swords that because you're a very honest and straightforward type of individual, people never have to second guess whether you really like them or where they stand with you. They just immediately know what's going on because once again, you're very honest, group number one. I can see here within the Knave of Coins that the next person coming into your life in February who you're possibly going to be working with when it comes to business is this Knave of Coins person. Now, the Knave of Coins is young. They have very fun energy, but just because they're young, that doesn't make them naive. That doesn't mean that they don't know what they're talking about, professionally speaking. The Knave of Coins is someone who is building a name and a brand for themselves. They are definitely someone who you need to watch as they are looking to get to the top, professionally speaking. If they are a student in a class, they're the one who's trying to create the best project ever. They may not show this to other people or other groups, but if you're working with them, know that you will definitely feel a little bit of that pressure within the group to perform because the Knave of Coins wants to show that they've got what it takes in order to be crowned the best and the one. So this person moving into your life after you've cut ties with someone who you just can't work with, who just maybe doesn't gel with you on a professional level, but I don't see any issues with them on a friend basis. But there's a reason why so many people say don't mix business with pleasure, and that's definitely something that I can vouch for as well. I can see here within the Magician that during the month of February, you're also experiencing this increase of confidence in your abilities because you see shortly thereafter that you don't need anyone to succeed for the month of February. While you do work well with others and you're someone worth having on anyone's team, at the same time you don't necessarily need teammates during the month of February. And the Hierophant shows me that you are taking on a leadership role, so you're providing a lot of value for others, whereas during the month of February you have to seek out value on an external plane. So you don't have any friends or family who are providing you with anything groundbreaking during the month of February, which is maybe why you're seeking out knowledge from other sources such as books, podcasts, very educational YouTube channels, and so on. And that is where I can see that you're gaining a lot of your information from and a lot of your insight from. Next up, we've got movement. February is full of it for you, in case you haven't noticed, group number one. There is no moment that's going to be dull, where you're going to be sitting still. You're always going to feel like you're on the go, but it's an exciting type of movement. It's you finding that you're moving forward, and this is the result of hunger. And you might literally feel hungry and literally feel like just devouring a whole cake in one go, group number one. But do also know here in hunger that this stems from a place of being hungry for more in life, hungry for more success, hungry to accomplish more heights on a personal level, also a professional level, and not giving up or giving in because you believe in yourself and your abilities, which is beautiful to see. Confidence. We already spoke about this, group number one. You have this supreme confidence in February, so this is a favorable month for you. It is a month where you find that No matter what life throws at you, you're a lot more relaxed and cool about it than usual, and you're definitely in a headspace where you know that no matter what happens, you've been through difficult times in the past and you can get through difficult times again if need be. So let's move further into your reading, group number 1. We've got a ghost. Okay, there may be some sort of supernatural encounter in February for you as well. And I don't want you to feel as though this ghost needs to be something scary, because this is a month filled with confidence by you. I can definitely see here that there's nothing to feel worried or anxious about. In the ghost as well as confidence, I can see that through seeing you being so confident, this ghost is going to emerge seemingly out of nowhere, but it could also be some sort of spirit connection to a past loved one, either, for example, a human or a pet, just someone who you had a connection with showing up in ghost form. And if there's no one who you'd actually like to have a supernatural encounter with again, do know that it wouldn't be surprising for you to have an encounter with a spirit guide or a spirit animal. So let's figure out what spirit animal that may be during the month of February, or what spirit animal is going to be part of your life moving forward, because this is something that changes. It's not a static thing. Spirit animals can come and go. We've got the hummingbird spirit. So this is a really beautiful spirit animal that is trying to get you to be in the now. The hummingbird spirit is all about enjoying the fast-paced life, enjoying the quick movement, and also finding a space where you feel comfortable even in the craziness. So the hummingbird spirit is definitely supporting you with all this movement that's going on, and reminding you that your hunger is something that's awesome, that a lot of people are sometimes afraid to embrace out of fear of being judged by others. Then next up, we've got the mouse spirit for you, the mouse spirit animal, if you will, which is trying to get you to tend to the little things, to not forget about the small little in-between moments in life. The beautiful little pleasures of, for example, waking up and just sitting outside and having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and just relaxing to the sounds of nature, relaxing to the sounds of your environment and whatever is going on in your immediate proximity. Keep in mind here, group number 1, that the mouse spirit is trying to remind you about the fact that there's so many little things in life that we can take for granted very easily, but that during the month of February, even when everything is very fast-paced, try to remind yourself to also take some moments to remember to enjoy the little things, to tend to the small things. So group number 1, if you've made it this far into your reading, leave a little mouse emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know. Furthermore, we are now going to move into your zodiac sign section. So scroll back down into the description box or the comment section, click your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to the second part of this prediction. So I'll catch you over there. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your February 2022 prediction. You chose the Astral Realms Crystal Oracle deck in order to help guide you through this month and to figure out exactly what's coming towards you and what's happening for you during the month of February. So first up, we've got the red jasper, we've got the peach selenite, as well as the lapis lazuli. So let's start off with the red jasper. In the red jasper, I can see here that you have this deep sense of conviction to change your life for the better and also to trust in the process. So even though you've maybe just started your side hustle business, your podcast, your YouTube channel, maybe it's something completely unrelated to that, but you just started out trying to build something for yourself, maybe even on an academic scale, you know that things may seem like just tiny little steps forward now, like having that extra grade that's really good, or creating an extra episode on your channel or podcast and there are only a few people watching it, or there isn't really much that you can do yet unless you have finished your entire studies, but you know that each step counts and matters and that it will amount to something big. So in February, you're highly motivated to create a future that you've always dreamt of and that makes you feel like it's all been worth it. In the peach selenite, I can see that you're experiencing some divine divine insight during the month of February. So you're experiencing this deep inner knowing that you're doing the right thing for yourself, you're doing the right thing for your future, and you're not questioning what you're doing anymore. So in the past, you may have questioned your route a lot. You may have questioned your path in life, but I see that February brings tons of clarity and consciousness. That's what the lapis lazuli kind of attaches to, your consciousness, your inner knowing, but also your intuition. It is connected to your third eye chakra, which speaks volumes, as again, it shows that this is a connection to your higher self, and therefore things are pretty stress-free during the month of February as you begin to notice that you have this inner peace and this inner knowing that you're on the right trail, that you're on the right path, and things are going how they need to. In rest, you're taking time off. You're taking a little bit of time to reset, to just relax, and due to you not having to navigate all of this for the first time. So, you know, when you go to a place for the very first time and you don't know what type of public transit connection to take, or you have to put it on the navigation and you're stressed out because you're trying to not make any wrong turns. I can see here in rest that February is like you going to a place you've already been. You know exactly what mode of transportation works. You know exactly what streets to turn into and how long it will take you to get there. And there's no reason for you to feel stressed out or for you to feel as though it's a hassle to get to where you're going. Next up, we've got abundance. So group number 2, in abundance, I can see that financially speaking, that makes you feel like you can rest, like you can relax, because there is abundance here for you. It makes you feel like you can finally lean back and you don't have to put in all of the extra hours because your financial intelligence is paying itself off in an amazing way. But let's not get that twisted. You're still hungry for more, group number 2. You're not going to just let a nice life just be a nice life. You want more for yourself. You want to be on those magazine covers or in those interviews where people are asking you how you were able to turn your life around, how you were able to create such amazing projects. And that's not necessarily because you just want the attention. It's more that you want to be a role model and show others that no matter where they've come from, they can accomplish something. So it's actually a very selfless type of thing that you want to do, but who doesn't like public recognition? So that won't be an unwanted side effect. Let's put it that way. Group number 2. In the strength card that popped right out of the pile, I'm not sure if you were observing as I was shuffling the cards, but the strength card showed up for you. And I can see that this definitely shows here that you have this deep strength that goes with your hunger, which is much needed, because just being hungry for something but not being strong enough to go after it won't result in anything, right? Just as simply manifesting, wishing something will happen without appropriate action that leads to the desired result, it's just wishful thinking at that point. But I can see here within strength that you know that you have been training for this moment for lifetimes, and you are now ready to actually go after what you desire. And you're doing so in a healthy way because you're taking time to rest and to make your plans and to figure out exactly what you need to do in order to go after what you're so hungry for, in order to not miss the mark. But at the same time, it's like you've got self-care at the forefront. You've got a very healthy mixture going on for yourself during the month of February. The Knight of Diamonds reversed showing up for you in February definitely also is an indication of someone who's a bit competitive. So think maybe even a family member or a sibling who is feeling a little competitive about your accomplishments and what you're trying to do moving forward. They're maybe low-key a little bit jealous. And this is something that I feel like is an unpopular opinion but doesn't get talked about often enough. Jealous parents, parents who compete with their children. And it doesn't matter if it is a father competing with a daughter or a mother competing with a son or a daughter. The constellation is not what really makes it so toxic. It's just the fact that this is even something that exists, but people seem to just swipe it under the rug. People seem to just dismiss it as, well, it's not possible. Their parents, well, you know, it is possible. They're human beings. Just because they had a child does not make them immune to still experiencing emotions that they had before that child, right? Just because you, for example, adopt a dog doesn't mean that you will never fear a dog ever again. If you were fearful of large dogs before you adopted your own dog, you may still be fearful of other dogs, and actually still a little bit fearful of your own if it acts up in certain moments. So just because you have a child and you were very competitive before, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden you won't be competitive anymore now that you have your own kids. They will grow up, and a lot of parents then see those children as, I wouldn't necessarily say rivals, but they're definitely competing with their children in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes it's a little bit more serious. Sometimes it's not that big of a deal, but it can definitely impact that relationship. And it can feel really weird when you're the child in that situation. I can see here with the Five of Crystals that that's definitely causing a rift. The fact that someone close to you is trying to compete with you where there is no competition. There never was a competition to begin with. You're not competing with them. You're doing your own thing. You're competing with who you were yesterday. You're wanting to be better versions of yourself, group number 2. But I can see here that the person most likely just doesn't quite understand. So it's putting a bit of a strain on the relationship. But the Eight of Crystals shows me that you're ignoring it. You're side-eyeing it, but you're ignoring it because you have bigger fish to fry. And the Eight of Crystals is a card and a symbol of movement. Things are happening so quickly in your life that rather than wasting any time or opportunities thinking about why someone else feels this deep sense of competitiveness with you, you're simply focused on your blessings and making the best of your situation and your life. And this is beautiful to see, group number 2, and definitely proves that there's a lot of maturity that's present. The Peridot shows me that in a different circumstance, under a different circumstance, you may have reacted in a way that would be a bit more childish or competitive as well, but you've gone through so many different life lessons that you've broken free from those recurring negative patterns, and you know the lessons that they contain. You know that people create their own karma. It's not your job to kind of punish them or to show them if something that they're doing is wrong. You create your karma, they create theirs. You'll just let the universe do its own thing. I can see here within the watermelon tourmaline that this has caused a significant reduction in stress within you. You've been able to de-stress your mind, your body, and your schedule as you're giving space to resting, retreating, and reviving yourself. You're no more putting other people's wants and needs before your own physical wants and needs, and you understand that there is literally no point with certain people and trying to waste your time explaining to them why they don't need to be in competition or jealous or try to have what you're doing. It is best for you to just allow life to do its thing and for them to learn their lesson however they are meant to learn the lesson. You can't teach certain people the lessons that they need to learn. A lot of people have to learn the hard way. In the Canary Spirit, you're singing your own song, truly, group number 2. You're doing your own thing. You're unbothered. This is another thing that we have here with the watermelon tourmaline and the fact that February is a stress-free month where you can rest, relax, and focus on your goals, focus on recharging and regaining your strength. So if you hit the ground running in January and maybe the beginning of February, it is a great time towards middle or end of February to just take a break, to just rest, group number 2. There's no reason to constantly be running at 100 miles an hour. You definitely need to take time for yourself as well. The Grasshopper Spirit shows me that you're taking a leap of faith during the month of February. So I see this coming more towards the end of February. You're taking some sort of leap because you've taken the time to educate yourself, whether it be about purchasing stocks or some sort of real estate investment, NFTs, I mean, whatever it is that's out there, you've done your due diligence, you've researched what it is that you're looking into, and it is a phenomenal time towards the end of February for you to take a leap and try a new form of investing, and try it with a sum of money that wouldn't affect your life in a detrimental way. So for example, if you have $50 that is not so little that you don't care about it and you wouldn't check up on it, but it is also not so much that it means you will struggle to catch up with your rent. So however high or low that number is, it doesn't really matter what the numerical value of the number is. It just matters that that number means something to you. Invest that into your future, invest that into stability moving forward, and ensuring that you're setting yourself up to have these pillars in your life that you can always fall back on, whether that be a retirement fund or some sort of investment for older age. Sure, we have to live life in the moment, but it's also great to prepare to potentially live a very long life and to not have to stress about things in the future because you've already dealt with them at earlier points in your life. So group number 2, this is the reading that I've received for you, the first part of your February prediction. Make sure that you leave a little yellow canary bird down below in the comment section to let me and others know that this is the group that you chose. However, we're not done. We're still going to go into each sign of the zodiac, so scroll down into the description box or the top of the comment section, click your zodiac sign, and you'll be fast forwarded to the second and even more personalized and accurate part of your February prediction. So I'll catch you over there. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your February 2022 prediction. This is the first part of your reading, and you chose the Pastel Journey Tarot deck in order to help guide you through the month of February. And by the way, if you're looking for a singles love prediction that is precisely for February, check out my channel as I do upload a singles love prediction each month of the year just to give my singles a little bit of extra love. But now back to this video, which is your general prediction. Ooh, first up, we've got the lovers. You can't make this up, group number 3, speaking about love and the need for you to think about your love life, work on it, and ensure that you're in a happy place with it. I can definitely see here within the lovers that you have to invest some more time into your love life, but it's going to be all worth it during the month of February as you definitely feel reciprocity. You feel like there's mutual love and respect here for you, and like you can truly be yourself, romantically speaking. The 9 of Swords does also show me that you have a few issues surrounding attachment and abandonment potentially, and the 9 of Swords does show me that sometimes you're really worried of losing those people who you love most in your life, or them turning their back for some reason. And that is what I see here in connectivity to the lovers, that sometimes you're worried that things are just too good to be true and that they might be fleeting, or maybe you didn't enjoy them enough while you had them. So you're overthinking and worrying a little bit here in February, but I see in the Hierophant that a great approach for you to find a way to circumvent that, or to kind of calm your mind, group number 3, is to lean on more spiritual sides of yourself, to lean on philosophical sides of who you are. So thinking to yourself that, you know, we all have a certain lifespan that we're given. None of us know how long that is, but from the moment we're born, we're basically getting closer and closer to dying, and all of us at some point are going to no longer be. And to remind yourself here that there's no point in stressing or overthinking, as it won't change anything in the long run. It will actually potentially only make your quality of life worse, or make you more prone to illness because your body is constantly in fight or flight mode rather than regenerating and healing and enjoying its best life. The King of Pentacles is someone who can show you the ropes of simply enjoying life. So someone close to you who is an earth sign and older than you. Think a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus. They don't have to be a man, okay? They don't have to identify as male, but one thing that I do see in the King of Pentacles is that they have a few more years years under their belt than you do. And this gives them the necessary life experience to give you some insight and some viewpoints that you maybe haven't considered that can calm your mind. The Three of Swords here shows me that they've been through a great deal of trauma and heartbreak, worse than anyone you know, really. So the King of Pentacles is a huge inspiration, and even if this isn't someone that you're physically talking to, think of, for example, coming in contact with someone's autobiography during the month of February, reading that person's autobiography and thinking to yourself, wow, they got through so much. This is inspiring me to embrace the love that I have and embrace the life that I have, rather than worrying like we have here within the Nine of Swords. So something is going to switch, and all of a sudden you're going to feel like you have it in you to enjoy rather than worry. The Five of Wands shows me that to a certain extent, you're also feeling a little bit combative with anyone who you find brings out this worrywart version of you. So if you have a friend or a sibling or a parent, a coworker who always kind of takes joy out of making you stress out, so they will prank you or joke about things that are, they say it's funny, but it's not really funny. Group number 3, because they know that it kind of stresses you out, and you're drawing a line, you're definitely setting boundaries, and you're telling them to stop doing it. Like, for example, if someone tells you, well, I wonder how long this relationship that you're in will last, or I wonder how long your love life will be this great. Well, you know, there are a lot of people who split up or get divorced or whatever, just scaring you for literally no reason, but masking it as a joke. You're setting boundaries, group number 3. You're not having it. The Seven of Cups shows me here that you're doing so because you know that you are completely worthy of boundaries. You don't need someone to unnecessarily add stressors to your life, and you're picking and choosing who you're spending time with. And anyone who leaves you feeling more stressed and more like you're not quite sure where life is going next, but in a bad way, those are the type of people who you are choosing to distance yourself from in February, because you can tell it just doesn't even serve you, and there's literally no point in keeping them around. Next up, we've got the Wheel of Fortune as well as the Queen of Coins. So the Wheel of Fortune shows me that February is overall actually a pretty favorable month for you, especially when it comes to business moves. I see that you're gaining more responsibility in your job, your place of employment, and if you're still studying and you're a student, know that the Queen of Coins shows responsibility when it comes to projects. So you being kind of the team leader or the one spearheading a project and some sort of innovative situation is what I can see happening for February. The Wheel of Fortune shows me that you will be triumphant and you will learn a lot of great life lessons through listening to this earth sign who is older than you, who has had a lot more experiences in life that can teach you valuable lessons. The Hermit does also show me that you're spending a good chunk of time alone during the month of February because you just cannot be bothered to be around other people. You choose to be alone. I see that here in connectivity to the Seven of Cups and the Hierophant, because you're just experiencing so many different downloads, so many little mini spiritual moments of enlightenment, so many spiritual epiphanies that you have to write those things down, and you need space from others because you just don't want to absorb their energy like that. You need to distance your energy field. So if you have this little bubble surrounding your body that is your energy field and your energetic space, you need to distance it from others so that other people do not come into that little bubble and ruin what's in there. And I can also see here within the Lovers that you are a bit cautious about letting a lover into your innermost personal space, but nevertheless, you are open to it. But the Nine of Swords does show me that you're fearfully open to it. We've got the Hierophant again. So we've had the Hierophant show up twice already for you. This card corresponds to the number 5, group number 3. If I can pick this card up with my nail, here we go. So we've got the Hierophant twice, right? We've got it from the Tattoo Tarot deck here on the left, as well as the Hierophant out of the Pastel Journey Tarot deck, which is, by the way, the tarot deck that I authored, group number 3, over here. But they essentially mean the same thing. And the fact that this card shows up twice within your reading does definitely symbolize that you have to pay close attention to your inner knowing and inner workings, and also know that you have a lot more wisdom readily available to you in February than you actually thought or knew of. And by inner wisdom, I mean just a deep inner knowing of what to do next, and also having these moments of enlightenment where all of a sudden everything clicks and systems make complete sense to you. Where, for example, your life makes a lot more sense to you, or how business works, or why you maybe struggled so much at an earlier point in life and how it's affecting you now. Just that moment of it clicking and understanding what it means, and understanding how to move forward in a way that it does not hinder you from being your best self. The Knight of Swords is definitely also another symbol of you speaking up for yourself. We spoke about it here in the Five of Wands, group number 3. You setting boundaries and telling people who simply only stress you out to keep their distance and to go stress someone else out, that you're not here for them to be cracking their jokes that they claim to be funny, but everybody knows they are truly actually not funny, as I can see in the Five of Wands, which showed up also now for the second time. Okay, and these are 2 different tarot decks, with each deck containing 78 cards. So the chances of you receiving the Five of Wands twice in these 2 decks, as well as the Hierophant twice, the chances are minimal. So I can definitely see here in the Hierophant as well as the Five of Wands that it is so important for you to protect your inner workings. Okay, group number 3, you have so many pieces of information and wisdom that are being given to you by the divine and the universe during the month of February, and these are sacred moments that you have to cherish and protect. Write them down, keep them to yourself, as the Hermit suggests, and just allow for yourself to become more open, more receptive, and more understanding of yourself, rather than allowing for other people to divert your energy to other areas of life. The Lace Agate shows me that you have an immense amount of adaptability in February, which really helps with these big epiphanies and changes, because when you go through all of these aha moments and moments of enlightenment, you need flexibility in order to process it. I can see here within the Rose Quartz that there is also a lot of empathy that's present, so you understand that there will be people who might not be happy about the fact that you're spending a good chunk of time alone during the month of February, or that you're doing your own thing a lot, and that's okay, group number 3. But at the same time, it's also not your responsibility to care for them. It's not your responsibility to be there for every single person who just simply wants to spend time with you. You also need to ensure that you're spending enough time just doing the things you want to do in order to be able to show up for the world in the best possible way, in the healthiest way. So group 3, this is the reading that I received for you, the first part of the reading that I received for you. Make sure that you leave a little ghost emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to this point in your reading. Thank you for being here, and don't forget to click your zodiac sign in order to receive your second and even more personalized part of your February prediction, and I'll catch you at the click of your next timestamp. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your February 2022 prediction. You chose the Linestrider Tarot deck in order to help guide you for the first part of your reading before we get into your zodiac signs prediction. Ooh, we already have a card that popped right out of the pile in order to speak and give you some divine messages. We've got the Five of Wands as well as the Temperance card. So group number 4, I can see that here in February, you will definitely be tempted to do things quickly, to make impulsive decisions. I see that here in the Five of Wands. You will be tempted to get into a little squabble with another person. If someone is pushing your buttons on purpose, you are are tempted to be reactive. But remember how the Temperance card popped right out of the pile right as we began shuffling, right? So remind yourself here within the Temperance card that you are being held back from doing so. The Temperance card is here to tell you that yes, you will be tested and tempted, but no, group number 4, this is not the time for you to get into any types of altercations or to give anyone who's purposely pushing your buttons the satisfaction of knowing that they were able to get under your skin. Next up, we've got the King of Swords, which is reminding you of this mature version of yourself where you know that words are sacred and to use them sparingly, to not use words unnecessarily on people who are only out to cause trouble. There are people who simply get a rise or joy out of making other people feel irritated or annoyed, and the King of Swords is someone who will definitely set boundaries and tell it like it is, but at the same time, they're not going to give attention to anyone who is simply just a troublemaker and just showing that they're actually jealous of your accomplishments and the things that you're doing in February. The Seven of Pentacles does also show me that when it comes to your career, watch out, look out. There are faux friends that are going to be revealed in February. So think coworkers who pretended to be friendly or who pretended to be one way, but actually we're finding out deep down, well, not so deep down, actually pretty close to the surface, they are a different human being than they displayed themselves as, and you have to be careful and ensure that you don't mix business with pleasure in February. It won't turn out in any way, shape, or form the way that you would want it to, group number 4. The Seven of Pentacles does show me, okay, we've got the Seven of Pentacles twice, so the number 7 wouldn't be unusual to show up a lot for you during the month of February, group number 4, so look out for synchronicities with 7 number plates that have a lot of 7s in them, house numbers, phone numbers, and so on. The Seven of Pentacles here from the Pastel Journey Tarot deck shows me that you're definitely going through a phase where you simply have to guard what you worked so hard for and watch it grow, as you can see depicted in the Seven of Pentacles. Don't let anyone else guard your little seeds that you planted. Don't give anybody else the power over the things that you worked so hard for. Take care of them by yourself and you will find no issues. But if you give someone else power over your, let's say, financial accounts or power over the projects that you worked so hard on, you will most likely end up regretting it. The Ace of Cups, group number 4, on a completely different note, shows me here new friendships or relationships that are coming into your life during the month of February. So making some type of new connection. It could be a romantic one. Okay, so that isn't ruled out. And if you're wondering about that, feel free to check out my February singles love prediction on my channel as well. I'll leave it linked in the description box for you too, group number 4. But moving back here into the Ace of Cups, and know that this shows some new relationships that are coming your way. The Five of Wands is another symbol for the fact that while you have new relationships coming your way, there are definitely some people who will be jealous that they don't get to spend as much time with you anymore because you're spending time with a lot of new people as well. But the King of Swords is someone who will assure the existing people in their life. So reassuring the people who are already in your life that you care about them, that you're there for them, and that you're definitely not going to forget about them, but also set firm boundaries and say, hey, I need to be able to also make new connections in order to feel happy and fulfilled in this lifetime. The Four of Swords shows me that mentally speaking, it can be a little bit challenging for you to have to deal with other people in February because you're definitely tempted to just give difficult people a piece of your mind and to just tell them to mind their own business and do their own thing and not get so involved in your business. But the Four of Swords shows me that you are actually taking the high road. While you are really tempted, the Temperance card prevails, and the squabble situation only really occurs if someone is pushing you to the point that you have to tell them to back off, but you're not going to get into petty arguments or anything like that. You're not going to get into a bed with dogs and catch fleas, if you know what I mean with that saying. Not that all dogs have fleas. I mean, I love dogs, you know, I'm a dog mom, but you know what I mean with that saying, group number 4. Next up, we've got the turquoise. The turquoise shows me a deep perseverance that's here for the month of February, because you want to persevere as this better person. You don't want to be this human being that other people can control, because when other people can control making you mad, that means they control your emotions, and therefore they're in control of you, and you don't want to give anyone that control over your life and your destiny anymore, not even 1 inch or 1 bit or for 1 little microsecond. So I do definitely see here in perseverance that this is connected to the earth elements, and the earth elements typically stand for stability, for reliability, not budging and standing their ground. And that is what I can see as a main goal at the forefront for you, group number 4. Next up, we've got your intuition. Your intuition is connected to the aquamarine. So if you're looking for an excellent stone for you to wear during the month of February, a good crystal for you to have to support your highest self and your endeavors, I recommend that you wear the aquamarine. Also, do know here that the element of water connects beautifully with you during the month of February. So if there is some way that you can spend time near an ocean, a sea, a river, a lake, do so, all of my beautiful souls of group number 4, because it will definitely serve you. Next up, we've got the smoky Amazonite. So in the smoky Amazonite, note that abundance is part of your existence for the month of February. This is, of course, a card that's worth celebrating, and it is definitely a symbol here that you don't need to worry about what's going on in your career or with your finances, as there is definitely more than you need that's present. You'll have more financial resources than necessary. You will be able to pay your bills, get food, all of those things, and then some. And even if you just have an extra $20 at the end of the month, that is a lot more than 90% of this world are able to save for their finances. In the mystery card, I can see that you are getting closer to solving some sort of mystery, and the mystery popping up here for February definitely has to do with the system of abundance and the system of persevering and making big things happen. So you are intrigued by different businesses, their founders, and how they were able to amass such success, hype, and wealth. You are truly interested in, for example, athletes and how hard that they need to work for so many years to just have a shot at going pro, for example. And for a long time, it may have been a mystery to you how someone can become so good at business, so good at sports or music. Like, you obviously know that practice is the most important, but there is that little competitive edge that some people have over others that makes them world class or the best. And I can see here that you're unearthing and uncovering a lot of the mysterious aspects to those types of people, because you of course also want to use that to your advantage. We have the abundance card next up again. We already had that within the smoky Amazonite, so February is an amazing month for you, group number 4. Make great use of it and save. That is one thing that I can see. Don't make impulsive decisions. Don't feel like you know it all. That is one thing that the King of Swords energy runs risk of. Feeling as though they know everything and therefore just making decisions without properly thinking them through or thinking of ways how they could actually do better. The abundance card shows me that just because there's a lot of money here doesn't mean that you should spend it all immediately. I can see here within movement that a lot of is changing, and there's a lot of dynamic stuff happening around you. And I can see here in the turquoise that if you just persevere a little longer than with what you're doing in February, if you just take better care of your investments and what you're doing to sustain your life, you know, the type of job that you're doing, the career path that you've chosen, if you just uncover the mystery of how you can become really, really good at it, I can see that you will be be able to touch a lot of more people's lives, which for one, that is super fulfilling. And I see here in the Ace of Cups that that is something that brings you so much joy, to be able to touch other people's lives positively. And I also do see in the Mystery and Abundance cards that you will, of course, also be able to retain a lot of financial freedom the more you stay on the beat and stay on the ball when it comes to your industry. So know that all of these little steps do truly amount to something big. An amazing book I can recommend if you want to learn more about little positive habits and what a big change they can make is Atomic Habits. That book is awesome. Last but not least, we've got peace for you, group number 4. In the peace card, I can see that you will be able to find a place where you can take rest, to find a peaceful place of your personal equilibrium. Leave a dove emoji down below in the comment section if you've made it to this point of the first part of your reading, which is a great way to close off this first part of your February prediction, which looks to be a pretty favorable month, right? It looks to be a month that is really going to serve you, especially in the earthly realms. Okay, we've got the Smoky Amazonite, the Abundance card show up for you. Things are definitely pointing in the right direction for you, group number 4. But as already mentioned, this is just the first part of your February prediction. Scroll down into the description box or the top of the comment section and click your zodiac sign so you'll be fast forwarded to the second and even more personalized part of your February 2022 prediction. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me. And I'll speak to you at the click of your sign's timestamp. Hello, all my beautiful Aries babies, and welcome to the second and highly personalized part of your February 2022 horoscope. I'm going to get straight into your zodiac signs portion of this video so we can figure out exactly what is coming towards you during the month of February. So we've got the Aqua Aura, we've got the Apophyllite, as well as the Citrine. So in the Aqua Aura, I can see here some heart-to-heart discussions happening for you during the month of February, and you're being very assertive in communication. And assertive communication is not only helping you to understand, but it's also helping you to finally be understood. So you're not getting overly emotional or overly excited in conversations. You're staying very factual, you're being assertive, and that's really helping getting your point across. As I do also see here within the Apophyllite that your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities during the month of February. So because you're also being very clear about what you need and you want, that is opening the gateway to a lot of extra help, a lot of increase in support that you maybe didn't expect. The citrine is typically a crystal that speaks of earthly abundance and just overall monetary gain as well. And the citrine shows me here that worries for the month of February are unnecessary. It's more important for you to focus on releasing the burden of worries by giving them up to the universe for healing and solutions, because you don't have anything to really be worried over for the month of February, and it's about time that you just live your best life, all my beautiful Aries babies, and not spend time hung up on what if and worst case scenario thinking. The Queen of Diamonds shows me here that you've nicely set yourself up to have great work-life balance during the month of February, and as an Aries, you are pretty adventurous, you're pioneering and dynamic. So it's important for you to be able to live that part of yourself, to be able to go on adventures, to see lots of different new things, and to spend time in new environments, to not always be rooted in the same place, because an Aries like yourself needs stimulation. You're not meant to just be held in a little confined space. I see here within the King of Crystals that the best person for you to team up with during the month of February is a fellow fire sign. So think Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. And for you guys to just allow your creativity to flourish and to do stuff together that you couldn't do with other signs. They don't have to be male specifically or anything like that, but they just have to have an outgoing personality. You have to feel comfortable around them. And trust me, spending time with a fellow fire sign during the month of February is going to be life-changing, and you're going to feel so recharged, like it was the best thing you could possibly do during this month. I see here within the Justice card that February is filled with balance for you, and again, the best way for you to also find balance or induce balance if you're feeling a little bit stressed out is to spend time with a fellow fire sign. Go on a new adventure, try something that you've both never tried before, and simply allow yourself to be on an adventure and to only focus on that adventure and not worry about what's happening in your private life or at work or anything like that. So the Justice card does also show me here that you receiving support and accepting support is a big part of balance for you. As an Aries, you're maybe not exactly the biggest fan of people helping you out or having to ask for help. So I see here that in February, it's really important for you to not feel a way about it and remind yourself that you're only human, and to kind of be this little anti-hero, if you will, to not feel like you always have to save the day all by yourself and do things all alone without anyone else's help. Do you know here in the anti-hero that we have a bit of a risk taker and a rule breaker? That's the type of vibe that you're on during the month of February, and it's best again for you to bend the rules and do some fun things with someone with whom you can enjoy the experience and bend the rules a little, but not so much that it's, for example, against the law or anything crazy like that. I can see here within a jealousy that there is some sort of envy that's surrounding you. I can definitely see that there are some people who feel as though they have been punished in life and you have been given a lot of amazing opportunities and abundance. I see that here with the Queen of Diamonds and the citrine, and I also want you to definitely understand that when you allow for that type of energy to infiltrate your life, or to even give that energy space in your existence, to even overthink how someone else feels about you, if they, for example, undermine your accomplishments or ask why you, out of all people, are living the life that you're living, then that has an effect on you that isn't a positive one, of course. So all my beautiful Aries babies, it's important for you to steer clear of people who are simply jealous of you for absolutely no reason. And remember here that love absolutely does conquer all. And love conquering all, I can see that there's a lasting commitment and loyalty here. When we connect up to the King of Crystals, know that a fellow fire sign is someone with whom you will have that eternal friendship and potentially also eternal love with, because they get you, they understand you, they have other people surrounding them who are also envious of their opportunities and situation, and they would never feel that way about you, but they know what it's like to be in that position. Last but not least, we've got ecstasy. So I can see pure bliss. I can see you definitely enjoying yourself in February, having an amazing time, partying, celebrating, not minimizing yourself or making yourself smaller or more bite-sized for absolutely anyone, but simply living a life that you would say is well lived. If you only had a couple more weeks, for example, to live, like you're living your best life in February that you would feel proud of. So continue on with that energy, all my beautiful Aries babies. This is the second part of your prediction. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a wolf emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you are in fact an Aries baby. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Taurus babies, and welcome to your zodiac signs portion of your February 2022 prediction. So I'm going to get straight into it. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy this highly personalized horoscope that we're putting together for you. Okay, so we have a few cards that popped out of the pile for you. We've got the garnet, the angelite, the moonstone, the smoky quartz, as well as the sapphire. These are your your crystals for the month of February. Let's start off with the Moonstone. And the Moonstone, I can see heightened intuition. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness, all my beautiful Taurus babies, because it's trustworthy during the month of February. So when you have to make a difficult or big decision, go with your gut feeling, your gut instinct. Don't try to reason or to be rational about it. Sometimes your gut feeling just knows best, and I see that in February this is definitely the case for you. The smoky quartz shows me that you're clearing out some negativity that you intuitively know is time to get rid of. So this could be a person who just is always complaining. This could be something in your home, a piece of furniture that reminds you of an ex or of a difficult situation or time in your life. Clear the negativity, release it from within or around you. The Angelite shows me here that joining in with like-minded people can really help keep you on track. So if you're struggling to stay healthy, for example, or if you're struggling to stay committed to some sort of program, try to join in with other people who are going through the same thing, because that way you will not only get through it with more ease, but you may also make new amazing connections and friends. The Garnet shows me here that it's also time for you to release any physical and energetic toxins from your life. We kind of spoke about that within the smoky quartz and clearing negativity, but toxins are definitely also something that we need to take into consideration when it comes to our homes. If you, for example, live with another person who uses a lot of toxic chemicals to clean, or who smokes, for example, maybe it's time for you to move out in February, or to just kind of state some boundaries, to spend more time where you're not exposed to that. But also, if you live alone, you may not even be aware of the fact that a lot of household products have toxins in them that are absolutely not necessary, but they are not safe. Whether it's a carpet, whether it's a cleaning product, you would be shocked at how many items are treated with or contain harmful ingredients. So you're going a lot more green and natural when it comes to that in February. While in the Sapphire, I can see here that your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. So you're taking your time exchanging things. You're not throwing everything out of your house that you find is not the healthiest thing to have around. You're doing a very gentle transition. You're commencing this transition in a very gentle type of way, which is great, because the more you actually create habits of making sure that you're detoxifying your life, the longer they are most likely going to stick for you, all my beautiful Taurus babies. Next up, we've got the Devil. So we have some temptation for you, some temptation to fall back into old ways of, for example, being okay with some toxic people or substances in your life that you know aren't good for you, but also temptation in a very sensual and sexual way, potentially. The Seven of Diamonds shows me here that it's taking your attention away from work and away from your professional life and putting it into a space where really all you care about is pleasure and fun. So be very careful when it comes to that. There's a reason why you're receiving this reading, all my Taurus babies, and it is definitely also to lay out the areas of your life in February that you need to look out for and protect in order to ensure that you don't succumb to some urges that may not serve you in the long run. Next up, we've got the Eight of Crystals. Everything will move so quickly in the month of February when it comes to these temptations, so don't give in. For example, going back to an ex or giving in to a partner who wants you to do wifey or husband duties even though they're not committing the way that they know that they should. It's a no, all my beautiful Taurus babies. I can see that it's important for you to not give in to people trying to lull you into a situation or talk you into something that you know is not what you want or expect or require from a connection. The Ace of Crystals does also show me here that you're unafraid to look at new potential people to have in your life, especially when you're detoxifying. You may notice like, hey, there's now a few holes in my life, either human-sized holes or holes the size of certain products that you've given up or substances. And I can see in the Ace of Crystals that you have a lot of ideas of how to fill those holes and move forward with it, because as long as it's healthier than the prior option, it's good, right? So if, for example, in the past you used to smoke or drink alcohol or have a lot of unhealthy refined sugars in the form of sweets and so on, and now whenever you have the urge to, say, comfort yourself with sweets or some sort of substance such as tobacco or alcohol, instead of doing that, maybe you drink a glass of juice. Or maybe instead of a full-size chocolate bar with refined sugars, you're having a little raw chocolate bar that's just made out of like nuts and fruit and stuff like that. That's already an improvement, so don't feel as though you have to change everything that you've known. Little habits turn into big things, and especially if you're a Taurus, you don't necessarily always like very big changes. The Magician does show me, however, that for the month of February, you're also feeling a lot more outgoing and confident than you usually do. So this is definitely a month in which you can accomplish a lot more things than you expected. Simply be unafraid to put yourself out there, all my beautiful Taurus babies. You are a super warm-hearted, kind, and loving sign of the Zodiac, and a lot of us would like to see more of you and definitely want to see you following your intuition and not giving in to temptation, overspending, falling back to unhealthy habits, because once a Taurus is in motion in a healthy way, it's nearly impossible to stop them. So once you have set your success in motion, it will just continue to snowball. Use that to your advantage. The fact that you are definitely a very headstrong sign that can use that in the most positive sense possible. So we're at the end of your February prediction, and I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a little moon emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you're a Taurus and you made it through the second part of your prediction. Thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Gemini babies, and welcome to your zodiac signs portion of your February 2022 horoscope and prediction. I'm going to get straight into the reading. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy this highly personalized approach to your monthly prediction. We've got the apatite, the turquoise, as well as the lapis lazuli. Let's get into these three crystals that are represented within your reading, because these are your crystals for the month of February. In the apatite, I can see here that you're being called to not compare yourself to others. February is all about progress, not perfection. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't judge yourself, and instead focus on how far you've come and everything that you've learned. As a Gemini, you are very witty, you're very versatile, you're eloquent, youthful, and lively, but it's so important for you to not use that quick mind of yours to quickly judge yourself. Okay, as a Gemini baby, you can be so hard on yourself, which is highly unnecessary, as I can also see here within the turquoise that your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you in February, and the true things that actually make you happy. And the more time passes by, the more you actually understand that it's the little things in life that make you happy. It's spending those precious moments with loved ones, with chosen family, and feeling as though you could live forever this way. Just being in a circle of people who make you feel seen and heard, and it doesn't matter really how much money that you make or what your postcode is like. I can see in the apatite and the turquoise that you're realizing more and more what's important to you and seeking out to include more of those experiences in your life. So spending more quality time with other people, taking better care of your mental and physical health, enjoying the nature that surrounds you and all of the beautiful ways in which you can appreciate life and its daily gifts. And the lapis lazuli also shows me here that there is a life-changing epiphany or experience coming towards you during the month of February. So it's a very exciting month for you, my Gemini babies. And it's a time of a big change coming towards you that you did not expect. Again, like an epiphany, a spiritual enlightenment type of scenario. But it's important for you to not judge it, right? Because if you judge it, you may see it in a completely different light or misconstrued light. Whereas if you just simply allow for yourself to accept your experiences and embrace them, you will find that you can actually enjoy them and see the value in them. So next up, we've got the rebellion as well as the monster within. Let's start off with the rebellion over here to the right, shall we? In the rebellion, I can see that February is going to feel like a very revolutionary month. You're going to get to the bottom of a lot of things hidden in the past. So you may, for example, start to realize how people benefit or profit off of other people's misery in certain industries. You will be watching very eye-opening documentaries that will lead you to many epiphanies about our society and how certain aspects of our society work, because obviously not everything is all fun and roses. Whereas in the monster within, I can see that this definitely affects you in a very personal way, and you're going through an internal struggle as you realize that you've maybe actually supported certain industries that weren't what you thought that they were. So certain charities that maybe do the opposite of what they claim to do, certain industries when it comes to food that you've maybe supported that are actually very unethical or don't treat the people who work in those industries fairly. And this puts you in a place of personal conflict. But the important thing in the monster within is that you want to improve, you want to do better, and you didn't know any better before, right? So for example, if you have purchased fast fashion from a company that is notorious for using, for example, child labor, and you're only realizing this in February, you're only having your eyes open, and these epiphanies come to you in February, you can only start to make changes then. And you may feel guilty about the fact that you did not inform yourself earlier, or that you weren't capable of making changes at an earlier point in your life. But that doesn't mean that you don't want to improve moving forward. And that doesn't mean that you moving forward and improving will not make a positive change for the big picture. So all of my beautiful Gemini babies, you are definitely informing yourself very deeply and in a very invested way when it comes to different areas of your life in which you want to improve. And again, here within the Judgment card, we already spoke about this actually within the appetite. It's all about your progress, so don't judge yourself. Remember to maintain as much balance as you possibly can when it comes to, of course, knowing that you can do better, but at the same time, also realistically keeping in mind that you can't be perfect at everything. And while you are a very quick, intelligent, and witty sign, again, you're still human in many situations. Next up, we've got the Nine of Crystals reversed. In the Nine of Crystals reversed, I can see that you're recovering really well from an injury, be it either something that has been distressing you physically or mentally, and you're going to be able to get back up to full speed like you have in the past. The Five of Diamonds shows me that you will take a few hits or losses because financially speaking, or let's just say professionally speaking, you not being 100% yourself, or you not being as strong as you would like to be because maybe you were very stressed, you suffered from a mild burnout, maybe you had a physical ailment or injury that held you back from working as hard as you really wanted to. So I do see here in the Five of Diamonds and the Judgment card that you may actually blame yourself for not being as successful as you feel like you should be during the month of February, but there's a reason why you're here receiving this reading, all my beautiful Gemini babies, and part of that is also because your guides want to stop you from blaming yourself and from constantly placing all the pressure onto your own shoulders. It's not necessary. The Temperance card shows me here that you must be reminded of the fact that everybody goes through these things. when you are going through a time of maybe physically not being able to get up because you're just mentally so exhausted, and this is just an example, you may feel like you are the laziest person on the planet, like other people don't deal with this. You may not even think about the fact that a lot of other people are going through the same thing or go through the same phases. Not everybody is productive 100% of the time. And that is where I can see here in the Temperance card, you have to remind yourself not to be so hard on yourself, especially in this day and age where everybody only posts their wins and all of the ways in which they are being super successful and in which they are living their best lives. It can be hard to find anything real on the internet. So that is where in the Temperance card, you have to remind yourself that a lot of people are going through what you're going through. Don't beat yourself up. Know here within the King of Swords that you also have a friend, a colleague, a family member who is there for you. This air sign may be a fellow Gemini. They may also be an Aquarius or a Libra. Know here in the King of Swords that they are going to uplift you, be there for you, remind you of the fact that you don't have to feel bad about needing some time off. Having had to sacrifice time that could have been spent working or studying, just taking care of yourself, they will remind you that everyone needs to do that. Not everyone actually admits to it or says so openly, but we're all human and we all go through our ups and downs. So don't feel like you're alone in it just because what's being displayed online is usually never those breaks and those downfalls. So all of my beautiful Gemini babies, this is your February prediction for your sign that I've received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found this second part insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for joining me in this monthly horoscope once again. And I can't wait to catch up with you in March's predictions. So stay safe and I'll speak to you then. Hello, all my fellow Cancerians, and welcome to your February 2022 Zodiac sign portion of your prediction. So let's move straight into it so we can figure out exactly what's coming towards all of my beautiful fellow Cancerians during the month of February, shall we? We've got the King of Pentacles, we've got the Four of Swords, and we've got the Seven of Wands. So in the King of Pentacles, I can definitely see some boss moves when it comes to your career and your professional life. But the Four of Swords does also show me here that you're second guessing yourself a lot and you're worried about another person feeling as though you have betrayed them, or you coming off as someone who is only looking out for themselves rather than the good of an entire group or the good of a friend. But sometimes things are just cutthroat in life. That's where I see in the Seven of Wands that you have to really keep business and pleasure separate, and also to remind yourself that just because you're friends with someone or just because you have a good relationship with another person doesn't mean that you have to pass up on amazing opportunities in your professional life and for your career just in order to make them more comfortable. Because there are definitely friends and family members out there who expect you to do well, but not so well that it makes them uncomfortable. But keep in mind here, all of my fellow Cancerians, that it's important for you to still do the things that you want to do, to go after your dreams, no matter how someone else may feel about it. Actually, you should question their motives and intentions and their insecurities rather than feel like you have to make yourself smaller to accommodate another person's insecurities that are being projected onto you. Next up, we've got the Moldavite. So I can see here in the Moldavite that your unique qualities are an important part of your life's purpose, and it's okay for you to feel different from others and to be different. I see here in the Moldavite that your unconventionality is what's really serving you for the month of February especially, but again, it's also something that can cause a little bit of anxiety or insecurity when you just notice how different that you truly are from most people surrounding you. In the Rado Crossite, I can see here that this calls for a time of you being gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot and you need time to heal and recover. Don't force yourself to do anything you don't want to do, and also remind yourself of the fact that being gentle with yourself shows that you love yourself, that you care for yourself, that you honor the fact that you have a hard shell, but a soft, squishy inside, all my fellow Cancerians. And you need a lot of me time in order to get to the bottom of certain insecurities or certain things that you know you need to work on to make yourself feel more comfortable, whether that be always worrying about other people or making yourself smaller, not taking credit where credit is due, all because you want to be humble and not seem pompous or seem like you're bragging. Do know here in the Rado cross side, this is a symbol that you've been through a lot and you now need time to heal and recover during February. The tiger's eye shows me that self-confidence comes through you being confident in yourself as well as your connection to the divine and the universe. So it's so essential for you to remind yourself that you're not alone in this world and in this existence. Even if you feel that way sometimes, your angels are here, they're near, they're watching, they're part of your life, and they're always wanting to support you. They're always wanting to be here for you, to push you forward in the right direction and to remind you of the fact that you're not alone. You don't have to do everything all alone, and that you can gain confidence through knowing that you have unseen forces that are supporting you. Next up, we've got call for help. Don't be shy to call on your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors for help. Reach out if you feel the need for backup, and also admit your needs. Don't feel too proud or feel like that will make you a burden if you ask other people for help. So not just spirit guides and not just angels, I mean actual physical people in the same physical plane as you're in. All of my beautiful Cancerians, during the month of February, you could definitely benefit from a friend helping you out with something. So just think a move, for example, or think help with taking care of an animal or a child while you're busy working. There are just certain things you don't have to do by yourself. You don't have to go through, make life unnecessarily difficult for yourself. Simply ask for help. There are more people than you expected ready and willing to help you out with anything. I can see within supernatural, there are some otherworldly, miraculous experiences that are here for February for you, and they're inexplicable. We already spoke about your guides and your angels, being able to reach out to them if you need help. So do know that you reaching out to your guides and your angels is most likely going to result in them helping you in a way that is so out of this world, that is so otherworldly and miraculous and inexplicable that you think to yourself, this can't be real, this can't be true. Okay, so be prepared for some weird supernatural stuff happening for you during the month of February, but these are all going to be really positive supernatural experiences, so don't be fearful of them. Next up, we've got the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups in reverse shows me that you're spending a little bit less time actually with other people and celebrating and just overall partying because of these experiences. You need a little bit of time to digest these experiences. You need a little bit more time to be gentle with yourself. So you will be sacrificing a few evenings or days that you would maybe usually spend with other people to just spend by yourself. As I can see here in the Five of Cups reverse, that you completely understand yourself and your inner workings, and in February you know what to do. You know that when you're feeling antsy or anxious or just not yourself, that the best thing for you to do is actually take time for self-care, not to just surround yourself with people because you may be feeling groggy, you may be feeling a little bit grumpy, and the best thing for you to do is to not even expose yourself to any social situations, but to take care of your needs before you go into any social settings, so you can go into social settings with exceptionally good energy and knowing that you fully recharged yourself. So there is no resentment there, there's no feeling of filling up everyone else's cup first before filling up your own. So all of my beautiful Cancerians, this is your zodiac signs portion of the reading that I received for you for February. I hope that you enjoyed this and that you found it insightful. Make sure you leave a crab emoji down below in the comment section to represent. Thank you for being here, and I can't wait to speak to you in one of my upcoming predictions. Hello all my beautiful Leo babies, and welcome to your zodiac signs February 2022 prediction. Let's move into your reading. We will be starting off with the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. So let's figure out exactly what's going on for your sign during the month of February, shall we? First up, we've got the dragonfly spirit. So I can see for all my beautiful Leo babies that the truth will transcend any illusion. So if someone has been lying to you and has been putting up a front, has been putting up an illusion of who they really are, know that the truth will transcend that, and you will know exactly what's been going on in all of the time that they were pretending to be something that they're not. I can see here within the canary spirit that you will definitely confront them and tell them that you don't think it's cool. And do also know here within the dragonfly spirit that when truth transcends illusion, it actually just shows even more the fact that you are a constant. You are someone who has their own way of being, and it may not be perfect. Not everyone may like the way that you are, or the fact that you quote unquote sing your own song, but at the end of the day, you are authentic, and that is something to be proud of, and that's something that not everyone is able to say. Next up, we've got the mouse spirit. So in the mouse spirit, I can also see you tending to little things during the month of February, paying attention to little details, and that's most likely also where people slip up. So it's almost like you're a little detective. When you feel like someone isn't telling you the truth or the full story, you're paying attention to things like their body language. Where do their eyes dart off to when they're getting nervous? How do they feel when you ask more questions about details of a story? I can see here within the mouse spirit that you're tending to those little details, and you intuitively already know when you're onto something. The dog spirit shows me here that at the end of the day, though, you're not too hung up on anyone being sneaky or secretive. You are fully focused on the things that bring you joy in your life. This is just a little sub thing that's happening during February, a little subcategory of the action that's going down for all my Leo babies. But do know here within the dog spirit that you're mostly just being loyal to what you love. Truth is one of those things, and of course you don't want any friends, acquaintances, or colleagues around you who aren't real and truthful and honest. We've got the groundhog spirit. So I can see here that you will realize that the trust that has been broken and lost through someone not being completely honest and the truth having to come to light through your detective work, this means that it's a time for you to let go of that connection and friendship. Now, does that mean that you're going to confront the person in a way that's going to result in an argument or in very heavy feelings or heavy energy surrounding the relationship? No, but you are very consciously going to make the decision to not share as much personal information with this person moving forward anymore. You're not going to count on them as someone who you can truly rely on to tell you the truth, and that is something that you're deciding to do, but you're deciding to do so privately. You're not announcing it to the world, all my beautiful Leo babies, because you don't need to, and it's just overall probably best that you're not announcing it to anyone, and that's actually allowing for a very peaceful interaction between you and the person whose truth is finally coming to light. So next up, we've got magic, we've got intuition, and faith. So we have a very mysterious and magical trio here for you for February. I want you to know that your psychic abilities are heightened. I want you to also understand that this is a great month for you to engage in magic. Okay, the full moon is one that is going to affect you in a very deep and transcendental type of way. So it is definitely also essential that you keep faith in the things that you personally believe in, whether that's angels, connecting with your ancestors, with past loved ones. Do know here that you intuitively know what works for you and where you can experience magic, because life is just such a subjective thing. Yes, there are scientific studies to say what is quote unquote real and what not, but at the end of the day, whatever you choose and believe to be real, that is your reality, all my Leo babies. So don't allow for anyone to tell you what your reality should be or what it should not look like. You create your own reality and existence. Next up, we've got the rubellite. So in the rubellite, I can see here that your enthusiasm gives you energy and motivation to work on a meaningful project that's dear to your heart. The month of February is all about passion and purpose. We already spoke briefly about this in the dog spirit. You're being loyal to the things that are meaningful to you, that you love. And I see here in connectivity to the rubellite that passion projects can really flourish and flare up, and you may just create that thing that has the it factor. Whether it is a work of art, whether it is music, whether it is a piece of content for social media that goes viral or that changes your business for the better. Know here that February is a truly magical month in which you have that perfect ratio, that golden ratio, that perfect intersection of creativity, of magic, of intuition, of being on the pulse of where pop culture is right now and being able to produce something that will change your life and your business moving forward. I can see here within the diamond that it's also important for you to value your self-worth and to remind yourself that you are truly just such a precious gem that is so rare in this world. Not just because there's only one of you, and I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but just think about it this way. The fact that you are even alive in this very moment, right now, at the same time that I'm alive, all of my beautiful Leo babies, the chances of you being you are so tiny, of you being alive in the form that you are. Those chances are even smaller than when we say that you're 1 in 8 billion or however large the human population is on planet Earth right now, because the chances of you being alive, having been conceived, having been exactly that combination of like egg and male sperm, and for you to have fought your way to this point in your life through so many years and so many trials and tribulations, value your self-worth and remind yourself of the fact that that is already so special and so rare for you to be in this situation where you're having this human experience. So all of my beautiful Leo babies, this is the reading that I received for you for the month of February. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. And I'm really looking forward to you having a lot of transcendental type of experiences, a lot of very supernatural experiences during the month of February. So definitely feel free to keep me in the loop about that or DM me about that. I absolutely love reading your stories. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll speak to you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Virgo babies, and welcome to your Zodiac Signs February 2022 prediction. I'm going to get into it. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy your reading. So we've got the World, we've got the Page of Wands, as well as the Nine of Wands. The World is actually one of the most favorable cards of the tarot, so all my Virgo babies, February is going to be an excellent month for you. It is going to be a month of fulfillment, of happiness, of feeling like there's nothing that you're lacking. And I see here within the Page of Wands that it's going to feel to you almost like you're starting a new leaf, and there's going to be so much that's going on that I see in the Nine of Wands. You're almost going to feel like you need a break after February, like you need a vacation. There's a lot going on that's positive and amazing, but even when there are just a lot of exciting things that are happening, especially if you're an introvert, like you need time to recharge. You need time to regain your strength and energy. Constant excitement will definitely start to tire you out after a while or wear you down. So it's important that after the month of February, you take time to rest. Next up, we've got the ametrine, which is actually a mixture between an amethyst and a citrine. This is a real crystal that does exist. It's all about balancing masculine and feminine energies. So allowing your feminine side to creatively inspire you and allowing your masculine side to give you confidence. So finding an amazing mixture for yourself during the month of February, a good mix of that masculine and feminine energy. As a Virgo, you can be a little modest, okay? So expressing a lot of masculine energy can sometimes be a bit of a challenge for you, especially because you're overly critical of your own work. But do know here within the ametrine that you're being called to embody a little bit of that overly confident, phallic and masculine energy, of that boardroom energy full of people who are not that different than floor workers, but have somehow just through confidence gotten themselves to a place where they can call themselves the CEO or the boss. You get the idea, all my beautiful Virgos. Next up, we've got the Peridot. So in the Peridot, I can see you're breaking free from recurring negative patterns and also allowing for yourself to know the lessons and blessings that they contain. So no longer allowing for negative thought patterns and habit patterns to dictate your life and where you're going next, but actually taking matters into your own hands as much as you possibly can without feeling as though it is too much for you to handle making all of these new decisions. So in the past, you maybe already had an automated programming in your brain that when you wake up in the morning, maybe you go straight to getting ready for work, or you immediately get everyone else in your house ready or take care of your pets or whatever it is that you do. But I do want you to know here in the Peridot that changing those patterns to ones that serve you a little more is what I see here that's essential for February. So right when you wake up, maybe first spending time reading or, for example, meditating, doing some yoga, doing a quick workout. Know here within the Peridot that you are being called to break free from reoccurring patterns that are not necessarily just negative, but maybe also some that are neutral, but don't truly serve you, right? Just because something is neutral and not negative doesn't mean that it's the best that it possibly can be. Next up, we've got the Appetite. So in the Appetite, I can see here that you're being called to remember February is about progress, not perfection. Don't compare all of your wins to other people's wins. Don't judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you've come and everything that you've learned on this journey, especially with us having the world within your reading and knowing that February is actually going to be a really fruitful and positive month for you, all my Virgo babies. It just shows here with the Appetite that sometimes you can turn a situation that should just be a celebration into a bit of a difficult one because you are looking for ways to compare yourself to others. Like as soon as you've gotten to a point where you should actually just celebrate yourself, have fun, and be proud of your accomplishments, sometimes you look to your left, your right, you're seeing what other people are doing, and you are immediately automatically comparing your accomplishments to theirs, which is what you're being called to completely abandon here for February. You don't need that. Well, you never need that. There is no month of the year in which you need that. So make sure that you're truly 100% just focusing on celebrating your progress and not feeling as though you have to do anything perfectly. Progress is already an amazing thing to be proud of. Not many of us are able to make progress every single day. So if you have made even a little improvement from how you felt or who you were yesterday, that's something worth celebrating. Next up, we've got the Ace of Diamonds. So if you're looking to start a business, do know here in the Ace of Diamonds reversed, and keyword is reversed, that the month of February is maybe not the best month, but it is better than most. So if you really cannot wait to make a decision in the earthly realm, such as starting a new business, maybe getting a gym membership or adding a pet to your family, whatever the case may be, know here in the Ace of Diamonds, it's not the best month, but it's also not the worst. Like it could be worse, but the Ace of Diamonds reverse definitely shows that it would maybe be better for you to wait it out a little longer if you can, but as a human being, we are often pretty impatient, so I understand if you do not want to wait. I can see here in the Nine of Swords reverse that you are pretty optimistic when it comes to your decisions in the earthly realms. Rather than overthinking, you're actually in a space where you feel like you know what you're doing, which is good. I mean, confidence is always something that serves. In the Six of Crystals, I do also see that you will be victorious, whatever you do here during the month of February. Somehow this month is just stacked in your favor. We already saw that within the world. Also with the Nine of Swords showing up reversed, which is actually more of a difficult card, traditionally speaking, but it's showing up in reverse, definitely makes it a bit easier to digest. It puts a bit of a positive spin on it. So there's really nothing to fear. We've got even the Sun card show up for you, all my beautiful Virgo babies, which is probably the second most favorable card within the tarot. And this showing up for you for the month of February is definitely a symbol of you having a good time, of you not having many worries that you need to think about, that you need to wrestle with, and just overall being able to enjoy the moment, being able to enjoy the month of February and everything that's going on, the hustle and bustle. Definitely make sure that you don't end up comparing your awesome life to what someone else is displaying on social media, for example, because that will unnecessarily take away from your experience. And after the month of February, also let yourself have a little break, as February is a lot, but in the best way possible. So all of my beautiful Virgo babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Leave a sun emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Libra babies, and welcome to your Zodiac Signs February 2022 portion of your prediction. So let's get straight into it. All you need to do is lean back, relax, and enjoy this highly personalized approach to your reading. First up, we've got gold. We've got the titanium rainbow quartz as well as the rose quartz. What a beautiful combination. In the gold card, I can see here that there's going to be some sort of divine intervention in your life during the month of February, all my beautiful Libra babies. You are a very charming and romantic sign, so that intervention may be one that has to do with another human being, maybe with a romantic connection. As I can see here with the rose quartz, that your love life is concerned during the month of February. There is a new or renewed romantic love that's here for you, that's present for you during the month of February. And this is really awesome because it just shows how multifaceted this month is going to be, because your month is not only going to be filled with a lot of excitement and love, but I can see here in the titanium rainbow quartz that February is multifaceted for you, and there are so many different layers and dimensions to the situation. So let's move further into it to figure out more details about what's going on for you during the month of February. So next up, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. There's definitely someone who is romantically interested in you. The Knight of Pentacles shows me that there's someone who seems very unimpressed on the surface. That's just because they're not a very expressive human being, and they're most likely an earth sign as well. So think a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. And I see here within the Ace of Pentacles that they've just started a new job or a new venture. Maybe they just started working near where you're working, and they have an eye on you, and they're thinking that your connection may go somewhere. The Ace of Cups shows me here that overall new romantic connections are very possible during the month of February. If you are in a relationship, know that this speaks for a love being renewed and a new spark and flame being brought into a relationship. And okay, we have a few more cards that popped into your reading. We have the Judgment card, the Eight of Cups, the Four of Cups. So I can see here within the Judgment card that you've maybe judged a situation too soon, and you may have thought of leaving someone or just overall being done with a friendship or relationship, but I can see that it will be renewed during the month of February. There will be some sort of glimmer and spark of hope that keeps everything going and keeps the relationship or situationship alive. Nevertheless, it is important for me to also point out to you that if you know that you're not being treated in a way that you deserve to be treated, or you're even being abused to a certain extent, there's no reason to renew someone's friendship or relationship status in your life. You just simply should leave them, and you should simply focus on getting yourself in a place where you can regain stability and self-confidence, and ensure that you're getting away from any toxic relationship with as little damage as you possibly can. The Three of Swords reversed does also show me here that rather than feeling any heartache leaving someone, you will feel like you're strong, like what you did was something that's worth celebrating. So whether it is a relationship that is worthy of extra time, or whether you're actually finding that there's a relationship that you want to leave, that you want to let go of, do know here within the Three of Swords reverse that you will feel immediately whether you've made the right move, and you're going to feel so proud of yourself and so confident in your ability to read situations accurately. The Magician shows me here that during the month of February, you have a lot of different things that are on the go, and it is definitely a month where if you want to do something well, you have to do it by yourself. If you want to get something done, you're most likely going to have to do it in your own time and in your own way. Yes, delegating tasks is always good. If there's something that you're not that great in, for example, taking photos, then giving that to a photographer to do is often the better idea. But during the month of February, I see that there's a lot of learning that can be done on your side. There are a lot of things that only you will put that extra time and love into in order to make it really awesome. Seven of Swords reversed does also show me here that for the month of February, you may be overthinking your abilities, and that's why it's so essential to stick it out and to show yourself that you are more capable and competent than you give yourself credit for, all my beautiful Libra babies. And it's so important for you to invest time into your natural talents and abilities, as they may amount into something really big that you didn't expect. The Knight of Cups, last but not least, it does also show me here that there is some sort of water sign with whom you will have a connection with during the month of February, and this is someone with whom you may want to start a new relationship or turn a new leaf with. Think a Cancerian, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. The Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles shows me that there is even a love triangle situation that is possible where two people are interested in you. You may not be aware of the fact that these two people are interested in you, but they're here. They're definitely keeping an eye on you in a romantic sense. They don't just want to be basic friends. They want to be closer to you than you expected. So make sure that you're making your intentions and moves abundantly clear to other people, so nobody takes your kindness for you flirting or anything like that, especially if you are not into establishing a new relationship. So all of my beautiful Libra babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you found it insightful and that it was interesting. Let me know down below in the comment section. Leave a rainbow emoji down below as well to let me and others know that you made it to the end and that you are in fact a Libra baby. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to your February 2022 prediction. So I'm going to get straight into your zodiac signs reading. Just lean back, relax, and enjoy the second part to your prediction as much as you enjoyed the first part. So first up, we've got the Diamond and the Tanzanite. In the Diamond, I can see for all of my beautiful Scorpio babies that for the month of February, it's important for you to value your self-worth and to remind yourself of the fact that you are a precious gem of the universe and that you are ready to love again. I can see that here in connectivity to the Tanzanite. If you've been hurt or you felt betrayed by someone in your life and like your heart would be broken forever and never properly heal, and like you've had a hard time trusting other people, know here within the Tanzanite that during the month of February you will feel like you've healed from the past enough to be open again to new love, to be able to open your heart to a new romantic as well as platonic experience, because of course when friendships go through difficult times, hard times, you can feel like it's hard for you to trust new friends as well. So this does not only apply to romantic situations and situationships, this definitely also applies to friendships and being able to trust other people again. Next up, we've got the Rado-Crossite. In the Rado-Crossite, I can see that it's important for you to be gentle with yourself. You've been through a lot, maybe even already during the year 2022, and you you need time to heal and recover. There's no point in pushing yourself. And also taking time for yourself shows that you value your self-worth. It shows that you care about yourself, because taking the time necessary to just relax and chill and recover, it is definitely an indication of the fact that you know yourself and your needs, and that you're not depriving yourself of what it is that you need in order to feel good. I can see here within the monster within that during the month of February, all my beautiful Scorpio babies, you are going through some personal challenges of wanting to improve. Okay, so there is definitely an internal struggle that you're dealing with. And on one hand, you definitely want to open up more to other people. But then on the other hand, as a Scorpio baby, you are naturally kind of very mysterious. Okay, you're naturally very exciting and magnetic to other people, but at the same time, you can also be quite intimidating. Now, you don't need to change yourself, all of my beautiful Scorpios, because the right people will find you. But at the same time, it is definitely also important for you to keep in mind that other people may feel threatened or intimidated by you, and to try to ensure that you constantly improve your communication skills, just to open up any barriers that may be between you and other people in your career as well as in business. I can see here within Mened that there is some sort of energy release that will follow, some sort of ecstatic ritual. So think to yourself hiking up to the top of a hill or mountain and just being able to scream and let out all of that pent-up energy that you had within you. As I can see in the monster within, that you have a lot of pent-up energy that's circulating your body during the month of February. And truly the best thing for you to do is to let go and release that energy in a safe manner. So that could be through working out, that could be through screaming, that could be through, for example, just dancing in a way that doesn't have to look good, but it simply feels good. It could be through singing or painting. We all have different ways in which we can benefit from just letting out emotion. Some of us need to move. Some of us need to go boxing and punch something. Just ensure that you're punching a bag, a sandbag, and not another human being, all my beautiful Scorpios. In the Nightingale spirit, I can see here that in February, there's a lot of love that surrounds you, and bear that in mind when you're allowing for pent-up energy to come out. Remind yourself that there's so many people who love you and care about you, that it's very important that you find a positive outlet for energy that is just building up within you, and that you don't end up having any types of arguments with other people, especially the ones who love you, which is so weird because as human beings, we often have like the worst arguments with the people we love and care about the most. You know, here in the Groundhog spirit, it's time to let go of that. It's time to remind yourself here that you should treat the people closest to you the best and with the most respect and love and the most gentle care, and to save any pent-up energies for creative outlets and for ways how you can feel like you can finally release what's been building up deep within. In the Owl spirit, I can see that you see that very clearly. You have a clear plan for February, so maybe that's also because you've set up a journal for yourself where you write down the upcoming steps. Maybe you have a bullet journal or just some type of schedule or itinerary that allows you to plan out your month. So do know here in the Owl spirit that planning things out is really serving you in every sense of the way. It's serving you by allowing you to get more done, by keeping your nerves very calm because you know exactly what comes next in your life or what kind of tasks are coming up for you. The 10 of Coins shows me that it will especially serve your flow of earthly abundance greatly, as there is nothing for you to worry about when it comes to your career or your job. You're able to gain a lot more prestige, if you will. You will gain a lot more of people thinking, okay, this person has everything planned out. They are trustworthy. We can give them more responsibility. And the 3 of Wands shows me here that you will actually be put in a lot of opportunities and a lot of projects during the month of February with other people, to collaborate with other people, to work with other people, because you are seen as someone who is dedicated and as someone who is capable. So you're receiving a lot of public recognition. The Queen of Coins, it does also show me here that you're doing really well in your career and professional life, to the degree that people want you as their kind of right-hand man or right-hand queen, because you are putting your energy in a place where it serves the entire establishment, not in a place where you're trying to take the lead by force. Okay, so you're not trying to be like a tyrant or anything like that. You're merely trying to make sure that all of the projects get pushed forward the way that they should. The Nine of Swords does show me here that there's still a little bit of paranoia and fear from your side that people don't like you as much as you think that they do, or that there are some people surrounding you who you hope are friends, but deep within you kind of like question whether they do really like you or not. And the Nine of Swords definitely does show a little bit of social anxiety and connectivity to the monster within, but it's so essential for you to remind yourself when you're feeling unsure that there are people who unconditionally love you, to list those people out. And I'm sure they're out there, all my beautiful Scorpio babies. Okay, that could be your parents, it could be an amazing friend, it could be a loving partner, and to remind yourself that if they can love you, then so can other people, and to not overthink what others feel or think about you. So all of my beautiful Scorpio babies, this is the reading that I received for you for February. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little owl emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are here and that you are in fact a Scorpio. Stay safe, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies, and welcome to part 2 of your monthly prediction. So let's move into February for you, starting off with this beautiful crystal oracle deck. So first up, we've got the amethyst for you, all my Sagittarius babies. Now the amethyst shows that you will be revealing more of your true self during the month of February. I can see that you are allowing others to know the real you, and you'll finally feel more loved for who you truly are. So a lot less of a feeling of being self-conscious or feeling like you're not sure, and instead being able to fully express yourself and show who you are deep inside. Next up, we've got the aqua aura. So in the aqua aura, I do see here that heart-to-heart discussions are the result of this. So you can be clear and assertive in your communication, which helps you understand others, but also truly helps you be understood. A lot of us get very frustrated when we feel like we are not understood by other people, and that can make us even more forceful or make us get loud or scream or yell or cry. But we have to understand that in order for others to want to understand us, we sometimes need to give them the feeling of being understood first too. And it can be hard to be the bigger person, the more mature one, the one who shows understanding of the other person first. But you don't really have a choice if you want to have healthy relationships, right? Where you're spending as little time as possible in frustration. Because when two parties both feel misunderstood and both feel like they want the person opposite of them to understand them finally, then it's just like two forces that are just like fighting against each other like that, right? It's two hard-headed individuals who cannot find a kind of like middle point. But if you're both balled up like this, and you here on the right side decide to open up and understand this person over here first, this person who is represented in this fist, and you know, you give them a little hug, you show them, hey, I understand you, I'm there for you, then they're definitely going to loosen themselves up as well and come to you and be like, hey, let's hug, let's be friends. You get what I mean, all of my beautiful Sagittarius babies. Next up, we've got the Moldavite. So aside from being the bigger person during the month of February, I can see here in the Moldavite that your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose, and to remind yourself that it's okay to feel different from others, and it's also okay for you to show your care in different ways. Everyone has different love languages. Some people love to give gifts. Some people love to listen, to be there for others. Some people also really love touch, and it's so essential that you don't put your love language down or feel as though there's anything wrong with it, especially if it's one of the more underrated ones. So do know here within the Moldavite that you being just yourself, and the more unconventional you are, the better, because that really makes you stand out in people's minds, and you usually stand out in a better way than you expected. Next up, we've got the Rhodochrosite. In the Rhodochrosite, you are being reminded by your angels and the universe to be gentle with yourself, especially during the month of February. You've been through a lot and you need time to heal and recover. Those are the main messages that your guides have for you and that you're being called to focus on. Gentle healing and recovery isn't always Sagittarius's strong suits, but try to book like a facial, a spa day, just something for you to be able to relax with in February, and trust me, it will work wonders for you. For the entire week or 2 weeks after the experience, you will feel so much more relaxed and chill. But do ensure here, we have the Hermit that just popped up for you, that you spend that alone time truly alone. Okay, as a Sagittarius, you're definitely a very good-humored type of person. You're intellectual and you do well around other people, but sometimes you also need that distance. As I can see here in the Seven of Swords, that we have this little thought bubble that shows that there is a lot going through your mind that needs to be processed privately, and where you have to take time for yourself in order to figure out what the next steps are in your life, and in order to figure out whether there's any area of your life where your unconventionality can actually be expressed in your favor a lot more. Like, for example, does your unconventionality help you to create a niche in your career or your professional life where you can actually rise to the top a lot more quickly? Does your unconventionality actually give you a type of stepping stone in order to become a world-renowned artist, for example, but you're not using it, right? Because you're trying to be something that you're not, or you're trying to fit into the crowd. So I can see you figuring out different areas of yourself, your abilities, and your life where you can make a lot more of who you naturally are, and you can make a lot more of your gifts rather than trying to diminish them or to make yourself fit in. I can see here in the Fool reverse that you're turning a new leaf very soon, not necessarily in February, but February is the build up to the Fool card actually showing up upright, which is the confirmation of a fresh start, of a new beginning, of an adventure and a chapter in your life that is exciting, that is fun, that is completely new and groundbreaking to you. So know that February is truly the month where you are beginning to establish and prepare this fresh cycle. Here within the Knight of Crystals, I can also see that you're unafraid to make your ideas a reality. I can see that February may start off as a month where you feel a little bit self-conscious and a little bit of shame, but that will definitely fade away fairly quickly, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies, as you remind yourself of who you are, what you're capable of, and also what you came to do here on Earth, which is to collaborate, to touch many people's lives, and to lead a life that is not only well lived, but that has been socially very interactive and interesting. I see that here in the ant spirit. Just as ant colonies are often just millions and millions of little workers strong with one queen, or usually one queen, there are also ant colonies with more than one queen, but do know here within the ant spirit that you are meant to touch a lot of people's lives, to collaborate with many people, and to see how impactful that you can be. Even though a lot of people always say, well, if just one person makes a change, it's not really going to do anything. Well, it takes that one person to inspire the next and the next and the next. And all of a sudden you have this snowball effect, this exponential growth that no one expected. So the porcupine spirit does show me here that in February, a beginner mind is going to serve you most, just as, you know, that story of a young child throwing back sea stars into the ocean that are stranded at the beach, that are frying up, that may die if they don't make it back into the water because it's so hot. And they're being like an older man walking down the beach or walking along the beach just saying, well, you'll never be able to throw all of them back. There are so many. The beach is endless amounts of kilometers long and it won't make a difference. And then the kid says, well, you know, it may not make a difference for every stranded sea star on all of the coasts, but it makes a huge difference to each individual sea star that I have thrown back into the ocean. It may not be much for the entirety of the animal species, but it means everything. It means the world to that individual sea star that I help. And that is one thing that I can see here in the porcupine spirit, kind of having the simplest mindset is usually the best way to go. And with simple, I don't mean simple-minded, right? That doesn't mean that the thought process is not intricate. It just shows that often the simplest ideas and the simplest way of seeing things, like for example, making a change that can affect one person or one animal's life profoundly, is better than thinking to yourself, well, that little change won't do anything for the entire world. That's what I'm talking about, all my beautiful Sagittarius babies. So lean into you being expansive, broad-minded, okay? Lean into you not being afraid to also bring a more childlike sense of wonderment into your life in February, and not always having to be so grown up or serious, because you do truly thrive when you're able to bring a fun and good-humored approach to everything that you do in life. So all my beautiful Sagittarius babies, this is a reading that I received for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave an ant emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you made it to the end of your reading. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourself, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Capricorn babies, and welcome to your Zodiac signs part 2 of your February prediction. I hope you enjoyed the first part of your reading. I hope that it was insightful and that you learned a lot about what's coming towards you in February. But now let's get into even more detail. As you know, I like to create highly personalized readings for you every single month in order for you to be as prepared as you possibly can be. So first up, we've got the Dolomite as well as the Ruby. Let's talk about the Dolomite. So in the Dolomite, I can see here that it's important for you to stay strong in your faith, whether that is a non-religious, religious, whether you believe in science. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. It doesn't really matter what your main thought process is, but the most important thing is for you to remember that when you're trying to accomplish something, your attitude and your outlook is so important. And staying optimistic, leading a life that is more positive, it is very much scientifically proven that people who have a more positive mindset or frame of mind lead longer, more fulfilled existences. So do know here in the Dolomite that you're being called to focus on that, not just in February, but throughout your existence. The Ruby shows me here that you should be reaching out for emotional and spiritual support in order to heal and mend your heart, as you're maybe not really doing that very much, or maybe you don't do that at all my beautiful Capricorn babies. And I get that. It's not easy to reach out to other people, and you may also always in the back of your mind have some trust issues, or ask yourself if people can really be trusted with your deepest feelings, and if people really do have good motives to help you and to support you. But if you feel that way and you're not really sure who to open up to, it's maybe also time for you to seek out professional help, someone who you can just speak to. And that doesn't mean that anything needs to be wrong. A lot of just healthy, regular individuals go to therapy as well, because it's just such a great outlet where you can talk to someone who isn't biased, who doesn't know you, who doesn't know a backstory of you, and where you can simply just vent and also have a great conversation. Next up, we've got the Azurite. So in the Azurite, I can see here that deep emotional healing is a part of February for you, which is maybe also why the month is so emotionally intense, and why you're being called to reach out for emotional and spiritual support. So do know here in deep emotional healing that your heart is finally ready to heal from past experiences, and you have to devote time and energy toward therapeutic care and also some of your resources. So resources as in financial resources, and of course your money, to take care of yourself in a way that is holistic and in a way that feels therapeutic. Yes, February is all about wellness for you, all of my beautiful Capricorn babies. The recovery of health and wellness is here in February. Dedicate more time to it. Dedicate as much time and money as you can to it, as much as feels still comfortable for you, and don't skimp out on yourself, okay? I can definitely see here within the Jade that February is a month that is so focused on your mental and physical health that it just overall, for 2022, it's going to feel like the month of wellness, the month of self-care when you think back, because you're realizing here that you know your self-worth. You're realizing here that your self-worth has always been a lot higher than you've given it credit for, and that it's just essential for you to also give yourself little treats, give yourself the feeling of being special, wine and dine yourself. The groundhog spirit does also show me here that letting go of feeling like you are a burden or you're being too extra is part of February, especially with maybe family members or so giving unsolicited advice, saying that, you know, you're spending too much time doing this, spending too much money on that. That can really start to mess with your head. So it's important for you to do what feels right and grounding and supportive to you, not what other people are saying about your decisions, and to remind yourself here in the Otter Spirit that you're never alone. While there may be some people who give you unsolicited advice, there are also a lot of people who do truly care about you and just want you to thrive, and will never tell you that what you're doing is too much or too extra, or that you should tone it down. And those are the types of people that you're being called to focus on, and to know here that in the long run that will give you the best results ever. Don't try frantically to be accepted by a group of people who is dedicated to making you feel like an outsider, whether that be in school, in society, whether that be at your job. Go to a place where you are loved and celebrated for who you are, all my beautiful Capricorns. Go to a space where you know that you have your soul tribe, where you know that there are people who want to be there for you, who want to show you that they care, and who aren't just looking for faults or ways in which you still need to prove yourself. Next up, we've got the Hanged Man. So in the Hanged Man, I can see here that when it comes to your career or your job and all of those things, that everything is kind of staying more complacent, okay, because you are having so many new experiences emotionally and spiritually when it comes to knowing your worth and healing. It's actually not surprising that your career is staying a little bit more on the complacent side, as I can also see here in the Four of Swords that it's a lot for you to process in February. The things that you're going through, the experiences that you are making, that you're having, that you're processing, you definitely need a little bit of time just for yourself to also not stress or worry about work, and that's what February is good for. So make use of this month as a month of emotional healing and emotional self-care, and also investing in yourself, whether it be going to the spa, or for example booking a facial or a massage, going to therapy for the first time, or making sure that you are revisiting a therapist with whom you were in contact with, or with whom the relationship fizzled out. It is important that you invest in yourself, all of my beautiful Capricorn babies, and that you make that the focal point of February. So all my beautiful Capricorns, this is the reading that I received for you. You've made it to the end. Leave a B emoji down below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are a Capricorn baby, and to represent the fact that you watched watched your reading. Thank you so much for being here, all my beautiful Capricorns. I can't wait to see you in one of my upcoming predictions. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Hello, all my beautiful Aquarius babies, and welcome to your February 2022 portion of your prediction. Let's get straight into it so we can figure out what's coming towards your zodiac sign during the month of February. First up, we've got the rose quartz. Ooh, your love life is concerned, all my beautiful Aquariuses. New or renewed romantic love is here for you during the month of February, and I'm eager to figure out with whom this situation is happening. So we've got the Knight of Crystals. I can see a fire sign. The suit of crystals corresponds to the element of fire. The Knight of Crystals is someone who's around your age, maybe a little bit younger. They have a fun and bubbly personality. They have Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries energy, and they are a go-getter. So being in a romantic relationship with this person is definitely going to be exciting and fun. I can see here within the Queen of Diamonds that someone is watching this unravel. Someone is watching this unfold. This could be a motherly figure or just an older friend of yours who has this very grounded earth sign type of energy, and they are keeping an eye on your love life and your situation because they want to protect you, all my beautiful Aquarius babies. I see here within the Strength card that you don't need that. Of course, you are a very strong and independent person, but nevertheless, a lot of people want to protect you. A lot of people will use your strength in order to ensure that they always keep an eye on what's going on with you and that they're always there in case you need extra advice or support. Next up, we've got the Ace of Crystals. So I can see here within the Ace of Crystals that with the Knight of Crystals, you're having some great fun. You're going on some adventures. So think going to new cities, having some new romantic experiences with one another, okay, sensual experiences with this person. And I can definitely see here within the Ace of Crystals as well as your love life that just overall exploring new things in a sensual and even sexual way is going to give you a lot of added confidence because you realize, hey, I'm actually more attractive than I give myself credit for, or I'm more freaky than I give myself credit for, and I'm definitely more confident in my body than I was the month prior. I do see here within the Kyanite that it's time for some extra self-care, especially as an Aquarius. You are someone who is very loyal, very fun and original, independent, and intellectual. You are great around other people. You can have a conversation with virtually anybody, no matter which walk of life that they're from. You can see here that when self-love and self-care is concerned, you can kind of slack a little bit. All of my beautiful Aquarius babies, not trying to call you out, but trying to call you out a little bit. You can tend to put yourself last on the list for self-care or feel as though, oh, you don't really need that. You'll just keep going and keep running with the situation. But I do see here within the Angelite that it's important for you to join in with some like-minded people for friendship and increased spiritual growth and support. So other people who are maybe also as quick, witty, and innovative as you are, but exchanging experiences with them and also listening to those who have gone through burnout or who have gone through phases of depression, something that you may actually not think would affect you, but just to see how easily the entire situation can change and that you may not even see it coming. And those cautionary tales can sometimes be exactly what you need to push you to take some days off, some time for yourself, away from the world, away from work projects, just relaxing. Even if it's a couple hours every week, it's better than nothing, and it will serve you immensely in the long run. I can see here within the horse spirit that freedom is yours in February. You get to do whatever you want to do. We also have the master number 33, so you have more time to devote to the things that you love and the things that you truly care about in life. We have the horse spirit here in the Knight of Crystals who's riding in on this horse as well. So do know that the Knight of Crystals is a very freedom-loving person for you to hang out with and spend time with. And that overall, February is a month in which you are looking to explore a lot of areas of your life in which freedom isn't necessarily guaranteed for everyone. And I see here within the Stag Spirit that you're taking the lead on it. You're being very unafraid. This is one of my favorite depictions of this Spirit Animal Oracle deck. And what I mean by freedom not being guaranteed for everyone around the globe in your situation, that could be, for example, exploring relationships with people of genders that are unconventional or backgrounds that the people in your society don't really accept, because there are still a lot of societies and a lot of communities in which you are meant to romantically be with a certain person, whether it be a certain level of wealth, a certain spiritual background, a certain religious background, a certain type of gender. So I can definitely see here that you're allowing for yourself to be as free as you want to be. And even if that means that you are fulfilling that stereotype of man-woman relationship, or looking into that relationship more deeply, exploring it with someone where it looks more conventional on the surface, you're doing so knowing that if you wanted to explore a different type of relationship or be with someone who maybe is from a spiritual background that people wouldn't accept as much, that you would still be doing that. You are simply doing what feels right to you. Yes, it may happen to look more conventional on the surface, but you know that deep within, it doesn't matter what other people may say or think. You are doing you. You are exploring a love life that serves you, that you're happy with. And it doesn't matter what that would look like. If in a couple months you want to be with someone who is from a social or economic background that others may find concerning or not accept, you're still going to do that because it's your life and it's your decision, and you're unafraid to make those decisions regardless of what others may think. The Seven of Wands shows me here that even if there is opposition, you will be strong in your convictions and your beliefs. I see that here in connectivity to the Strength card, that you're not backing down and you're not allowing for anyone to scare you, because you know right from wrong, and what is right is living life to the max and the fullest, because it can be gone in an instant. Next up, we've got the Princess of Wands. The Princess of Wands here definitely does also show me that the person with whom you're going to be in an interesting relationship with in February, with whom you're going to explore different things physically, sexually, and emotionally, they have a bit of a childlike demeanor when they're with you. Definitely going to come to you for advice, for deep emotional and spiritual support, as you are the more mature one. You are the one who is the old soul in the relationship, but this is a role that actually serves and suits you really well. So all of my beautiful Aquarius babies, this is your zodiac signs portion of your February 2022 prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section by leaving a horse emoji in the comment section. Thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, all my beautiful Pisces babies, and welcome to your February 2022 zodiac portion of your reading. I hope that you're enjoying this highly personalized horoscope that you're able to receive on my channel. So let's get straight into it. First up, we've got gold. So in gold, I can see here that there is some divine intervention happening for you during the month of February. Think spiritual enlightenment or epiphany, some way in which a miracle is sent to you, and it seems as though your prayers have finally been answered. I can see here within the citrine that you've had some worries that were completely unwarranted and unnecessary. So you may have been thinking about worst case scenarios, even though there will be this divine intervention, and your worst case scenarios are going to just poof, disappear and dissipate, as I can see here. And by giving those worries up to the universe, you will find that there is no reason for you to worry, that a lot of your worries are unnecessary, and that you are able to get through anything if you just allow for yourself to relax into the situation and focus on solutions rather than problems. Next up, we've got the yellow jasper. So in the yellow jasper, I can see that there's something going on here with control. And I do see that this has to do with some worries that you have. You're often worried that a situation will completely blow up in your face if you lose control, if you're not the one who is steering it in the right direction. That could be a work project, that could be a relationship, that could be just something business related. And I can see here that instead of fearing that others may control the situation and ruin it, or that you would lose control and the situation would just completely be a disaster, allow for yourself to be reminded of the fact that there are so many different areas of your life which you have absolutely no control over, and they have turned out just fine. Whether that is just getting to this point in life in general, surviving up until this point of your existence, whether that is somehow staying alive and doing so fairly well. Do know here within the yellow jasper that it's important for you to let go of control issues and not allow for control issues to end up controlling you. The Larimar shows me here that for all of my beautiful Pisces babies, February is a month of heightened emotions and of sensitivity, and this calls for some extra self-care and gentleness from yourself to yourself. So give yourself that gift of being calm, kind, gentle, and compassionate with whatever it is that you're feeling and going through, because February is going to be a month with a lot of confusing and potentially also very contradictory emotions going on. And if you're constantly kind of judging yourself or making yourself feel bad for that, it will be a very difficult month. But if you are just accepting of it, if you just journal it out, if you just keep track of your emotions but not judge them, right? Just observe them, you will find that you will get through the month in a way that leaves you feeling more mature and wiser. The elephant spirit shows me that you will be able to learn from the past, which is also why journaling and writing down what you're going through is so essential and important, because the more evidence that you have, the more empirical evidence that you have collected, the more that you will actually find here that you can read yourself effortlessly, that you are a human being that is filled with patterns, that is filled with cycles, and you will already be able to know when you're going through a certain cycle of, for example, self-doubt, and you will also know how to get out of that cycle easily. I see here in the koi fish spirit that it is also essential that you remind yourself there's always enough love, enough money, enough opportunity in this world to go around, that you don't have to worry about your time running out for that. As long as you're healthy physically and mentally and trying as much as you can to make the best of what you've been given physically and mentally, because we all have different struggles. Not all of us are able-bodied, not all of us have the liberty to feel free on a mental level, but reminding yourself of the fact that there is still more opportunity than you could even take in a lifetime, even with your situation, even given the fact that maybe you have your own very unique struggles, can be a motivator pushing you forward and reminding you to just be loyal to the things that you love, as the dog spirit suggests. Okay, be loyal to things that light you up, that make you happy, that make you feel connected. Don't do things just because they look good or just because you think that's what a person in your situation should be doing. Just because, for example, you have the opportunity to go to university and study some sort of fancy degree, that doesn't mean that you must or that you should. If your heart is somewhere else, you'll be miserable in the job, you won't enjoy it, and there's no point doing something just because you could without truly wanting to. The same goes for you having the opportunity to start your own business. If that's not a type of responsibility that you want, if you rather would work in a office that has all of the corporate dynamics that you love and feel comfortable in, don't feel pressured in this day and age of entrepreneurship just being pushed so much on social media. Don't feel pressured to succumb to that, because if you're not into it, chances are you will be part of that portion of people who don't make it, who burn out, who aren't in a place where they're happy, who fall into debt. We need to know ourselves. And this is the type of epiphany and divine intervention that I see coming to you, all my beautiful Pisces babies, during the month of February, as you start to accept the fact that being normal in different areas of your life isn't a bad thing. or not wanting to take an opportunity that other people think is groundbreaking because you know you don't really love it and you wouldn't enjoy it, that is not something to feel ashamed of. That actually shows that you know yourself and that you're being mature and that you're doing what's best for you and that you have this mindset of there being enough, this mindset of abundance, not a mindset of scarcity, because you know there's enough opportunity doing the things that you love, being loyal to what really, really lights you up. So next up, we've got the grasshopper spirit. I've been holding this card for a little second. The grasshopper spirit shows me here that it's essential for you to take a leap of faith, especially if speaking to you right now through this reading, you feel as though this is maybe just the sign that you needed to quit your studies or quit your job or try something different, maybe get back into a hobby that you've always loved but that no one around you really understood. Take that leap, get back into it, stay loyal to what you love, and know that any obstacles that present themselves along the way can be overcome and will be overcome. I do see that here in the rhino spirit, which is a very sturdy, hardy type of animal that can basically break through almost any barrier. Last but not least, we've got the deer spirit. So while you do so, be gentle to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be that extra person judging yourself, because if there's one person in this world who does not need to judge you, all of my beautiful Pisces babies, it is you. The world can be such a judgmental place, and other people can be very judgmental as well. And if there's one person from whom you do not need added judgment, that is yourself. So be kind to yourself. Be caring. Show yourself the love that you wish others showed you at time. And also, don't feel the need to micromanage every aspect of your life. Instead, focus on the abundance of opportunities and situations of you being able to feel fulfilled and like your life is just filled with so many new, exciting things that light you up every single day. There are more than enough of those, and you will never run out of opportunities to live your dreams and to do what it is that you love. Leave a fish emoji down below in the comment section if you made it all the way to this point. All my beautiful Pisces babies, thank you for being here and for receiving the second part of your February prediction. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know down below in the comment section, and I'll catch you during one of my upcoming predictions.